Okay, it is after 6 o'clock by my watch, so if we call the meeting to order, and we'll start by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone please stand and join me.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you very much. Roll it for
Yes.
Okay, we're entertaining a motion for the approval of the minutes of the September 11th, 2018 regular meeting. We have a motion?
Support.
And we have support, okay. Any additions, corrections? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion is carried. Moving on to item C, hearings. We have to set up a public hearing for Tuesday, October 23rd, 2018 at 6 p.m. to consider the vacation of the north-south alley from the south line of Lot 2, Block 4 of Michigan Avenue Heights, south to the north right-of-way line of Hickory Street in Block 4, Michigan Avenue Heights, City of Elmwood, Gratiot County, Michigan. Publication of a resolution for vacating the alley will be printed in the Morning Sun for 4 weeks prior to the public hearing beginning September 28, 2018. What is your pleasure?
Move to set the hearing.
Have a motion support. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none. Those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion is carried. On the consent agenda, commissioners may again approve the following items by one resolution, or any commissioner may remove any of the items within the section for individual discussion and vote. The items we have tonight are a request for payment in the amount of $13,086.25 to U.S. Bank for interest due on Special Assessment Bond 2006, Capital Improvement Bond Series 2011, General Obligation Bond 2006, and that's from the period from 5/1/18 to 10/31/18. The second item is a request for payment in the amount of $130,636.50 to Pine River Township for the sewer hookup and water hookup fee for the Meyer store. Third item is request for payment in the amount of $14,064.82 to Pine River Township for the personal property taxes that were due for the 425 agreement pertaining to the Meyer property for the years 2015, 16, and 17. The fourth item is request for payment in the amount of $20,617 to Tyler Technologies for the 2018 maintenance contract on the city's operational software system / New World. Item 5 is request for payment in the amount of $19,917.81 to Chase for the interest due on the water and wastewater loans from May 1st of 2018 to October 31st of 2018. What is your pleasure? And that's for all the items? We have a motion support. Is anyone care to pull any of the items for further discussion or analysis? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, and that motion is carried. Thank you. Under request for purchases, the first up, we have a request for purchase in the amount of $6,026 to Ideal Asphalt Seal Coating for the seal coating and restriping of the Alma Transportation Center parking lot.
Support.
And motion support. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Item 2 is request for a payment in the amount of $3,450.76 to the Joy Factory for the vehicle mounts and cases for dial-a-ride bus tablets. And those, okay, go ahead. No, go ahead. So we had a motion. We have a support? Okay. We have a motion support. And the memo down here does indicate that IT Right will credit us an amount of $3,408 for the cases that we're going to return to them when they need. So it's nearly a wash. So, any other comments or questions? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion is carried. Recommendation on bids. The item is we have received the bids for the 2018 sidewalk replacement program. The following bids were received on September 19th, 2018. The winning bid, looks like we had about 6 of them. The winning bid was Seifert Concrete LLC of Ashley, Michigan, with a total bid of $51,886.75, and they are the recommended bidder. little bit, so. Your pleasure?
Move approval.
Support. Any comments or questions?
What area will this be?
Good question.
West half of downtown. We did the east half, if you remember back in the early summer, late spring, and this will be the west half, so basically State Street west, and south of Downey, north of Center.
Is this the same contractor that did the
No.
first part? It isn't, okay.
So it's a different.
Okay.
We've used
He's
these
done
guys
it
before, though,
before.
haven't we? Yeah, I thought so. The name sounded familiar.
He's done it before for us.
Okay, anything else? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, the motion is carried. Resolutions, we have a consideration of a resolution proclaiming Wednesday, October 31st as Halloween in the city of Alma, and to set the trick-or-treat hours between 5:30 and 7:30 PM.
Move approval. I always love it when we proclaim Halloween.
Support.
You want to extend it over a little longer?
There will be a Halloween this year, that's nice.
Very much.
Yeah.
I suspect it's gonna take place whether we proclaim it.
I know, it always seems so.
It may take place in a different way if you
Right.
don't.
Yeah. Okay, I believe we have a motion and support. Are there any serious comments or questions? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign? Okay, it's passed, we're gonna have Halloween.
All right.
Happy trick or treating. Next up is consideration of a resolution authorizing the implementation of recommendations necessary to receive redevelopment ready communities certification from the Michigan Economic Development Corporation.
Move approval.
Support. The motion support. Anybody want to give some background on the RRCC?
Yes, Community Redevelopment Communities. The presentation that Elizabeth Keene came and gave us a couple meetings ago, I think it is now. This is what we have to do to continue on the process of the RRC certification. We were just at the MML, and we sat, actually Greg and I did sit through some of the RRC stuff. This is part of continuing down that path.
But does not complete.
No, like we were talking about at that session, our next big step will be putting together those property information programs to get to the state as part of what we feel is our development ready parcels. So this is one more step in that process.
Making progress, so.
Yes.
Congratulations to staff for all the hard work. I know it's a lot of work to do this, so, but it will pay dividends down the
Yes,
road.
well,
so. Okay, I believe we're set for a vote then. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That motion is carried. One step closer. Under ordinances, we have to consider a resolution to approve the introduction of ordinance number 803 to amend the zoning ordinance to add section 60-382 conditional zoning. We have a note that says the planning commission believes the ordinance would be a useful tool to assist with the redevelopment of vacant buildings for the benefit of the community and neighborhoods.
Motion.
Have a motion? Support. Have support.
Support.
Any need to give background on this right now, or you want to wait till?
Discussed a little bit earlier, but I think, if you want.
This is what we've actually brought forward this commission twice. It's the third time we've been back and forth with the planning commission 3 times on this. Basically, the process allows us through the Zoning Enabling Act to look at parcels, specific parcels, and look at the need and how we could best reuse that parcel that we couldn't under the current zoning. Say in R1 district, you're very limited on what you can do. Under this, you can set some specific conditions on a reuse of a building that's very difficult to rehab or reuse as a single-family home, per se. That we have some vacant churches that are for sale. We're finding it really hard to find a really good reuse for them. So we're hoping this will be a tool going through the process with the neighborhood and then the potential developer to set conditions on what that reuse could be. Some of the fear not necessarily fear, but questions we've gotten about it is, okay, what if they don't follow through it? Well, you pull their conditional reuse and it falls back to its current zoning. Say it's R1, it goes back to its R1. The community doesn't have to accept a request for a conditional rezoning either. If it's not wanted or that we feel, no, that's completely out of the realm of what we would consider, we don't have to accept the request. So it gives us an extra way of looking at something specific and, hey, this would work, it makes sense to do it there, working with the community to draft those conditions for that use.
And a lot of control going forward as well, which we typically
Yes.
don't get when we rezone something. It's typically rezoned and then it's there forever and you're stuck with it. This gives us, we can put a lot of conditions on it and revoke it if we need to,
Yes,
if
we
it's
can.
if it's appropriate, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
Good
user-friendly.
What's that?
User-friendly is what you're
Yes,
saying.
it functions much like, we have a section in our ordinance called plan unit development. It functions much like that, but it's a lot less costly to go down this path. But it still takes time. And it goes through the process with the commissions, both planning and city, plus the meeting, the public hearings with the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's a very open process
Yes,
as well.
yes, very much so, very much so.
Okay. Anything else on that topic? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Agreements. We have a consideration of a resolution approving an easement agreement between the city of Alma and Gemini Capital Management 5 LLC for the alley located west of 111 and 113 West Superior. The purpose of the easement shall be limited to the construction, maintenance, use, repair, and replacement of the staircase to allow ingress and egress into and out of proposed apartments on the second floor of 111 and 113 West Superior. Gemini Capital Management 5 LLC will assume and pay the entire cost of construction, following construction, maintenance or repair, ongoing maintenance, including snow removal of the subject alley comprises this easement. Shall be the responsibility of the guarantee, which is Gemini Capital Management, and the alley shall remain open to the public for travel. Okay. Your pleasure.
Move approval.
Support, any comments or questions? Good news, it's more apartments downtown, so. should be good. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Okay. Reports, the commissioners may receive the following reports by one resolution, or any commissioner may remove any single or multiple items of the section for individual discussion and vote. We have reports from the Alma Police Department for August 2018. Report from the Alma Planning Commission meeting minutes of September 10, 2018. Survey and post-event report for the 2018 Avalon Pontoons Alma Grand Prix Cyclocross. Brian Hancock is here, I believe, to present the results. And the fourth item is Medical Marijuana Facilities Task Force report of September 18, 2018. And we've got Commissioner Piccolo volunteering to give us an update on that particular meeting, so. Your pleasure.
Move to receive.
Support. Okay, we have motion support. Should we hear the presentation since we have folks here? Brian? Sure, okay. I saw you earlier.
We're not going in order or anything?
Would you like to come to the podium?
Okay.
Give us the good news.
All right, so thank you very much. My name is Brian Hancock, race director for the Avalon Pontoons Alma Grand Prix Cyclocross. It's a bicycle race that we hosted in town over the first weekend after Labor Day. This is the fifth year that we hosted the event. We made a course with the city's approval behind the Alma Transportation Center grounds. I sent the commission a PDF that has a large number of links to videos and event reports that we had. I suppose for interest of the group, I give a post-event survey in which I ask a lot of questions, one of which is about how much money people spend when they're in Alma. Approximately 20% of racers responded to the survey, so I had 273 total racers this year, including 5K participants. The approximate totals that I shared based on the survey responses is somewhere around $3,000, and if I extrapolate that to the 100% of racers that did not complete the survey, it's probably somewhere in between $10,000 and $14,000 that's spent in the city of Alma because of the Alma Grand Prix Cyclocross. They do indicate some businesses by name and sometimes kind of in general, like food and gas, as to where they spend money. As for where racers come from, about 16% come from more than 150 miles. We had people from Indianapolis, Cincinnati, and Chicago this year that I know in particular. One person came from Texas. Most racers are coming from the Detroit, Grand Rapids, Lansing, Saginaw, Bay City areas. but we do have a kind of a growing population of people within Alma that are racing. I included some comments from the racers that they left about the course and about their kind of appreciation of being able to host the race in Alma. A few things that I wanted to note. This year we had a professional named Tyler Cloutier come from Texas. He spent the week with us. I think that shows kind of the level as to what this race is becoming. It's not part of a national circuit. I don't have a big desire to make it part of a national circuit because that takes a prize purse in the neighborhood of $10,000 to $20,000, significantly more than I'm prepared to go for. This year we added a 28-meter long sand pit to the course, which is a feature that requires, for the most part, racers to get off their bikes and run through. Some riders are skillful enough that they can ride through it, and so that's a neat decision to see people make. Next year, because we've designed the course to be pretty flexible in the direction, we'll probably go backwards. So don't tell the racers, that'll be a big surprise for them. I want to just make sure to make a quick announcement. We have a few local supporters. Avalon Pontoons, the Alma Brewing Company, that lets us host an early number pickup on Friday night. We had about 45 people pick up their bib number early. Many of those racers camped with permission of the city at the venue. A ballpark count would be about a dozen or 15 tents or motorhomey things. So people really appreciate being able to do that because people do come from far away. Seal Station, Xenia, Bards, Whitmore, and Lark, Bigby Coffee, Terry Cycle, and Alma College. I also want to just make sure that I acknowledge the support, the willingness of the city to let us make the course and host the event annually. Racers seem to really enjoy it, and I look forward to also, the willingness of the Alma Transportation Center, thank you, Brett, for flexible use of the grounds, because we kind of park everywhere and take things over while leaving space for the Indian Trails bus to turn around. So if the commission or anyone has any questions, I'm more than happy to address them. I want to just express my gratitude.
Well, I guess we'd like to give our gratitude back to you for all the hard work you put into it. It's a really cool event. I had the opportunity to go out and visit you there, and I was very grateful for that opportunity. It's neat to watch the footage. You've got the drone footage of the races and everything. So, did you mention your website by chance?
I did not. It's almagp.blogspot.com, but if you just look up on Facebook, Alma Grand Prix of Cyclocross is the easiest way to see the pictures and videos from it.
There is some cool footage there if anybody gets a chance to look at it. And it's a neat event. I was really impressed. Looks like it's very well run, and certainly the participants that I had the opportunity to speak to out there were very appreciative of what goes on. It's just very well run and everything. Just it was really nice to see. So, congratulations to you on another successful year.
Appreciate it.
It's built for spectators too, and I think we really need to start focusing in on that there is something for everybody out there to come and see. It's become a big deal, and I appreciate Brian and everything he's doing, because this is kind of the avenue we're starting to look down. We're gonna look at the cycling thing. I mean, it's big here. It's really big in our area. Having something like this is big to our advantage as the city. We'll keep bringing these people back to do things like this, so thank you very much.
Hi, Dave. You wouldn't even know on Monday that it was there. You guys did an exceptional job of picking up everything and returning it back to the way it was. So, thank you.
I watched several of the videos on it, and I noticed there was, in a couple of them, there was one person who was about 3 days behind the rest of the pack. And my son-in-law participates in it, and I said, I hope that wasn't you. And he assured me that it wasn't. So.
Anybody else?
Well, just thank you very much. It's been exciting to have you guys come to Alma for the last few years.
Good. Well, thank you.
All right.
Nick had to go
This is, it appears to refuse to go to the podium.
So yeah, this is great.
Please enlighten us, Mr. Bennett.
Yeah, great to follow Brian, because we have no drone footage of our meetings. we do drone on, so it's probably pretty good. We continue to meet with the policy and procedure work that we're doing, and it is complicated and sometimes just project kind of work. We met on the 18th and the 25th, and we're in the process right now of beginning we looked at the application process, what do you think is gonna work for us, how does it go? We've got some suggested steps for completion, we've looked at other cities, and we're beginning a rough draft of a flow chart of how that will work. I mean, throughout the process, and I'll get back to this a little later, we want to have some tools for those that are applying, so it can be done simply and people can know, and also know upfront what they're going to need to do. A couple of next big steps. One is meeting next week, or October 2nd, to really work with department heads so they can begin to develop departmental standards, whether it's safety or other kinds of things. We're going to need standards. Other cities have them. There'll be examples out there. Staff will be able to tell them some things, and there's other places they can look for that. But the idea is those unit heads will be charged with preparing approval standards for the applicants and assessment by their unit. Those standards, we're going to expect them to conform to the city's marijuana policy, city guidelines, city ordinances, state laws, and the intent for all of this always is to develop clear and concrete standards. These clear and concrete that are practical for the city to enforce. If we have something too complicated to enforce, or too hard to understand, it's just not going to get us where we need to go as we go through that process. So at that meeting, we're going to give them the information and set a date when they have to come back to us, so we can keep nudging the process forward. As they're doing their work, which we expect them to do, the committee's going to start working on what our application materials look like, what application materials we'll need. So this will come together at some point, so we'll have a forward package to bring to the commission. So that's what we're going to question.
I'd like to thank you for your work. You want to mention the members of your committee that are, because this is it's a pretty heavy lift there. Right? You guys are.
Well, we've got Commissioners Allman, Ayers, and myself, Aaron, Eric, Matt. The unit heads are dropping it out of that committee as well. We need to do that. But that's who's doing the work. A lot of it's going to be just consulting and bringing things back and trying to stay focused on.
We do appreciate you everybody taking on the extra work that's involved in this. So. Anybody else have questions for Mr. Piccolo or his committee?
If the committee wants to add anything, they can.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay, thank you.
Hearing that, I believe we've got a motion and support for the receipt of these reports. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Next up, we have a presentation of life-saving awards to 2 police officers. So this is exciting. And who's doing the honors here? Chief. Welcome, Chief.
Thank you. Officer Hedrick and Sergeant McLeod, come on up. Today I have the privilege to share with you all a portion of a shift worked by 2 of our police officers. Sergeant Jake Ulick and Officer Jeff Hedrick were both on duty Tuesday, June 26, 2018. Officer Hedrick had just settled into a spot on Ely to run stationary radar, and Sergeant Ulick had just recently cleared a traffic stop when Elma units were dispatched to a 25-year-old male having a seizure. Officer Hedrick was the first to arrive on scene. You see, we're not medics, but we have basic CPR and first aid training. Officers generally respond to all medical calls just to assist however we can. Officer Hedrick would soon see that the 25-year-old male, Don Mortez, was having a cardiac event and was in full arrest. Sergeant Ulick arrived on scene, and the 2 of them started life-saving efforts. CPR was performed, and the AED was used. In total, the officers completed several rounds of CPR, including 4 shocks from the AED prior to Elma arriving on scene. Once paramedics arrived, Don was loaded with the assistance of Elma fire personnel and was transported to the hospital. I stood by while Officer Hedrick and Sergeant Ulick attended to the patient. I watched as emotions were high, and these 2 brought a sense of calm to the room. I am pleased to share with you that the young man survived his cardiac event. I had the opportunity to speak to Don's dad, Craig, who also wished to thank our officers for their efforts that day. It is with great pride that we present Officer Hedrick and Sergeant Ulick with the Life-Saving Award and a pin. Thank you.
share, or?
Back to work.
Back to work, okay.
I'd like to add a couple things.
All right.
You know, when we hire officers and we train them, we expect that they make good, sound decisions. We try to find people that can fit the bill and handle these stressful situations. We really never know if an officer is going to come through in a time of need. So these guys we do know about. So it's just hard to talk about. But when you're there like that, most people, when they come up on a stressful situation, have never seen a body or a dead body and don't know how to react to that. And if they do, it stays with them for a very long time. These officers do this type of thing, and they go back to work. And so it's very difficult. It does stick with us like it does everyone else, but in a process like this, you have to go about your duty after you're done with this. So I commend you for being able to do that. I commend both of you for working together on this. It's a situation where it's a lot easier when you have a reliable partner. And fortunately, that day we had two people that did respond in the appropriate way, working together. So I really appreciate that. Very proud of you. In this sense, these two would say, you know, anybody else would have done the same thing, same situation. I don't believe that, because I don't think we know how anybody's going to react in a situation like that until they do it. And to the point where the chief informed me that Sergeant Gulick didn't even inform his wife about tonight, because he's so humble and modest about it. And this is a big deal. This is the highest honor that you can get as a police officer. It's well deserved, and quite frankly, I can't believe that these two wouldn't. I don't know. I appreciate you all. Thank you. I'm just at a loss for words because I just can't believe that you wouldn't express that to your family because you're so humble. I don't know how to say that nicely. Thank you, everyone, and thank you to the city manager for allowing us to do our jobs to come up with situations where we can help people. Thank you to the commission for allowing him to do his job, and most importantly, thank you to the community, because we can feel that support from our community, and it does allow us to give back. So thank you very much, everyone.
I certainly don't have any words we could top that or express any deeper gratitude than just thank you and both of you gentlemen and the whole team, the whole police force. It just goes beyond words. We do appreciate your service. We're glad to have you on our team. So.
I'll tell you what, there's so many things these guys do on a day-to-day basis that doesn't get recognition. I've seen it myself, maybe just because of what I do for a living. They really, every one of them ought to be commended. This is a unique group of people. They all have the best interests of the city at heart, and they do a phenomenal job. I saw Jake Hewlett wrestle in high school.
Congratulations to y'all and thank you. Okay, next up is appropriation. Back to business, I guess. It seems like it's all in now. Any motions for it? Any questions on the bills? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign? Okay, it's passed. Commissioner comments? Tom, you first.
No, it's kind of hard to follow Mark there, but congratulations to the two guys there that I know what Matt means by being humble. I've known a couple of them for a while, so. But thanks to them, congratulations on getting that award. That's not handed out very often.
I think I've said enough already.
Congratulations.
Roxanne?
Nothing to add. I think Tony's right. I think they all, what Mark said, they think this is all in a day's work, and I hope they all know how appreciative we are of all they do. So, thank you.
We have a great bunch of policemen. Back in my grocery life, I had to work with them quite often. They're always professional. And I seen Casey really act as a policeman one day. And Brian, thanks a lot. Saw your bicycle race. we really appreciate it. That's it.
Roger.
Thank you, Brian, for that. I just wish we could get that done someday, other than Lucky McDuck Day, where I'm tied up all day doing something else, because I really would like to see that. But thank you for that. And again, to the police officers, this is a fantastic police force in this town. I've said it time and again, and I mean it. Just thank you and congratulations. I wanted to let you know, too, that this Thursday, there's a group of us who are on a committee who are going to do a presentation for the Gratiot Community Foundation, to the Gratiot Community Foundation for a grant that we have applied for and hope that we get it. It's basically, the overall scope of the project is to develop Alma's east entrance from US 127, beginning at the city limits of Jerome Road to Republic Avenue, from a rustic-looking industrial area into something that beautifies using flags, banners, and art, which welcomes and embraces our history as an industrial base. Also, a major goal for the group is to develop the city's connection to the US 127 non-motorized trail. This money will be a good start to that, which we hope to be an ongoing project to continue for most of that mile in from Jerome Road there that's past the, goes past the refinery to do something about beautifying that entrance to the city. So keep your fingers crossed. Yeah.
I have one more thing. Brian, thanks for bringing your patriotic friends there. Hope they run for city office or public office one day.
It was red, white, and blue day at the
Yes.
schools.
All right. Looks like they qualified with honors.
Yes.
Madam Clerk? Mr. Attorney?
Just have two things. If you haven't had a chance, I did post, I received after Mr. Picklo and I met with Dr. Cheatham from the Health Department here about a month ago, we'd asked for some verbiage, and I was able to post something on our website today with some information on our river and some things from the Health Department that I hope will be helpful, plus to link that to some of the other folks who are doing a lot of good work in our community. So start to get some of that out, and I'd be remiss without congratulating the officers. They're better than I was. I was an 0 for in my career, so yeah, if you were in trouble, that kind of trouble, you didn't want me there. I was an 0 for. So I'm always very much amazed at guys who can do that job and bring somebody back to life. It's a great honor, and I appreciate it a lot.
I can't imagine how I would perform in that situation. I hope nobody ever has to find out. But again, thank you, Brian, and thank you to the officers. A lot of great things happening here, continue to happen here, so. Roger, your committee that you spoke of, the East Entrance Project, just another sign of that. So.
Yep.
With that, we'd like to open the floor to the public. If you'd like to go to the podium, state your name and address, and address the commission. Who would like to be first? All right.
My name is Greg Wilson, I live at 17 Michigan Avenue, B. Like I said before, I've had support with my situation, and I'm happy to report that I've got 3 more chemo treatments to go through, and I'm a survivor and a trooper, and my next treatment's going to be radiation, and I'm happy to say that I made it this far, and I'm happy to be alive, because most people with cancer will not survive. And my case workers, the Alma Police Department, St. Louis, all of my church gave me support, and I just want to say I'm proud to be a survivor through 7-8 months of chemo. I've survived, and I'm going to survive, and stand on my own 2 feet and show everybody that I can do this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Continue good luck. Who would like to be next?
I have a couple of handouts for the commissioners as the next teacher. We got to do this. There's 2, one on the bottom, one on the top. I'll refer to the thick one in a minute. Let's try to be brief.
Could you state your name and address?
My name is Mark Prout, and I live on 1006 Iowa Street. And it's raining. I have presented to this commission in the past in regards to the excessive speed at which vehicles travel on Iowa Street, especially in the morning, approximately 8 o'clock, and in the evening, around 5 o'clock. That's when people go to work and are coming off Charles Road, Smith Road, going into town to Wright Avenue, and at 5 o'clock when they return out of town. Iowa Street is one of 3 through streets from Charles Smith Road to Wright Avenue, the others being Warwick and Superior. Warwick has no residential houses on it. Superior Street does, of course, and the college there. In my work travels this spring, I used Shattuck Road, which shows there, I took a picture, I apologize for the copy, to get through Saginaw. Speed tables were constructed there to decrease the speed of traffic in that residential area. As you can see that on that one handout, it shows the speed table on the second page. It just gives you a cross-section of what that speed table looks like. I proposed this idea to Mr. Schooley this past spring. He was receptive to it and was very willing to listen to my concerns. I now present this speed table to this commission as a way to solve the excessive speed on Iowa Street 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It can be patrolled by our police occasionally, but if a speed table was put in, it would control that speed every day, 7 hours, or 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Please consider my request to slow down traffic on a residential street in Alma that is the home for many families. There are a number of kids on that street, and at times there are vehicles that travel very quickly down through there. And it is kind of dangerous for people riding bikes and people walking those sidewalks. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I presume you can pass this on to.
Yeah, we've had some discussion over there with engineers.
Back with recommendations or whatever.
Maybe a couple more streets.
Yeah. There may be several. Anybody else like to address the commission? We have a volunteer coming forward.
My name is Lynn Ludy, and I live at 111 Wheeler Street in Alma. And I am the president of the Alma Area Used Book Sale Group. And I am happy to report we had a fantastic sale. We are going to have $11,000 to give away this dollar. And we had well over 100 Gratiot County volunteers helping us with this sale. It was wonderful.
Lynn, do you have any idea how many books you had?
My estimate is 40,000.
Oh.
40,000.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot, yeah.
I noticed the parking lot, because I'm real technical. I noticed the parking lot was pretty busy over there.
They were once again coming from all over. The furthest that I personally knew about was southern Indiana. Those people also come to town and spend money. Stay overnight, some of them.
Do you know how many guests, how many people came in?
How many? No. Trying to count the volunteers is hard enough.
One of the nice things that they also do, it's not just a moneymaker, it's also an educational process. They come for like the past 3 weeks, they have come to Community Cafe and just passed out gift certificates to people who just want wanna come and just get books so that it doesn't cost them anything. It's like a gift certificate for $3, but you can buy 109 books for $3.
Maybe not quite that. but
Thank you for that,
You
yeah.
can certainly buy 6 to 10
Yeah,
books
absolutely.
for that. We also gave gift certificates that were inserted in the packs that went to rising kindergartners through the United Way program. Those were for $3 in children's books, which would be 12 quarter books, and $5 for their parents' books for bringing them. Those went to all of Isabella and Gratiot County kindergartens this year.
Ain't no downside.
Read.
That may be as important as the money you read, or the money that you raise.
Right.
Getting the books in
Yes.
people's hands,
Well,
especially
and
the
I,
youth.
I really think that the community involvement and camaraderie, it's not often that you see 20 or 30 Mennonite people working with civilians, I guess.
I didn't know they were military. We may want to go someplace else now.
Difficult word.
Yes. Your sentiment is taken in good spirit.
I hope so, yes.
Thank you, Lynn.
Yes, thank you, Lynn, and congratulations on another successful year. Because this is not your first year.
Oh, no. I attended this sale, I may have told you before, in September of 1960. When I was a freshman at Alma College, and the sale at that time was put on by the American Association of University Women. When that organization folded, some of us who love to fondle books got together and said, look, we can't let this die. It's been going at least then, what is that, 40, oh my goodness.
58 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I know that number too well.
Thank you, and the Presbyterian Church is a wonderful host for us.
Yes.
They do everything they can think of to make it work for us, and many Presbyterians also volunteer, not just Mennonites.
Very good, thank you.
Thanks, Lynn.
It is appreciated. Who would like to be next? Anyone? Bus? Nothing else? Okay. Hearing that, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn our evening then.
So moved.
Support. Motion support, all those in favor?
Aye.
Something like, you might want to stay here.
Sheila.
I'm gonna need to have some sign.
Just step up. It is. It's like running in flat.
Pacing yourself.
It's gotta get well for the doctor appointment. I'm gonna have to make a run for it. She didn't ride a bike.
I want to try it.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, they've done some